check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hey guys, Electron Man, how you doing today? Well, we got a new project today. We're gonna work on a Dwight D. I actually picked this up for a pretty good bargain. Been pretty lucky on picking up some radios here lately. Got that 2000, and I got me a Washington President Dwight D. I guess it's actually a President Dwight D. I've always wanted one. I think they're a cool looking little radio. Anyway, I picked this up for a good price, and externally it looks really good. I'm pretty happy so far. Here's what she looks like. I mean, got no real road rash. It's got one little dent there. Case is really nice. Again, I always look for corrosion, etc. None of that. I did already actually plug it in here. If I plug it in and turn it on, got nothing. So it's definitely a dead radio. Hopefully it's not too bad. I do believe I have a Sam's manual on this one, so that should help a little bit. In the deal, I did get to sweeten the pot a little bit, as I got this GC Electronics power mic, and I had one of these a long time ago. This is a killer mic. This is a good mic here. It actually is like a Turner M2 or +2, I think is what they call it. I think the gain slides on the Turner too, but internally these are the same, and it's got a ceramic pod in it as far as the mic. So this should be this is probably a $40 or $50 mic, honestly, right there. Cord's in good shape, mic's in really nice shape. It did come with another mic, and obviously it came with a speaker, so I think I'm in it right. But anyway, let's go ahead and I think I'll get this camera kind of set up, and we'll go ahead and do an open up on it and see what we got inside of it, and start trying to troubleshoot this and see if we can get it going. Well, guys, we got her apart, and there's some good and some bad. I'll start with the good. It almost kind of looks like it's pretty virgin on the radio side of things, as far as I'm not seeing a whole lot of doesn't even look like they might have been heated and tweaked, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of golden fingers or golden screwdrivers that have been in this, from what I can tell. I mean, it's pretty clean. Look at the back side of the circuit board, and looks pretty factory, other than it looks like. So that might be factory too. I'll have to go back and look. I don't know. Can't tell for sure. I've actually. It's been a while since I've been one of these, but I don't know that I'm seeing anything that's standing out that looks like it's been cut or modified. But hopefully getting a good view of that. But look at this power supply. Oh my God! We'll get to the bad now. First, I don't know if you can see that or not. They didn't even cut these off. And what's this wire? Red wire. That's 120 volts going. I don't know what they got going on here. This power supply is an absolute mess. I know this is not the way it goes, and obviously these are not factory. And looks like they were messing with some diodes here. I don't know if you can get a good view of that, but we've got like a hodgepodge. We got a 1/2 watt in there, a 1 watt. I can't even tell if they've got them installed correctly. Looks like they replaced the voltage regulator in it. Look at this. This is just hanging here, mind you. This is the hot side of the 120 volts coming. It's no wonder it had a blown fuse. I mean, this is literally when I open it, it's just flopping here. We got the clock. We've got the 2 feet for the motor just wired together with nothing going to them. We've got this ground screw with. This is the neutral side of the ground. I mean, it is the neutral or the ground side of the AC coming in. But why do you have it screwed to the case this way? I mean, I guess it's neutral. You could do that, but that's not the way it should be. I don't know. I wonder if this transformer's any good at all. Even hopefully, we're getting a good view of this. This is a mess. This is what this is a risk you take when you buy one. I'm just hoping. This part looks pretty clean. It looks like they probably had a power supply failure, and obviously whoever got in here had absolutely no idea what they were doing. I dug up. I do have my Sam's manual for it. It's in the Sam's manual CB121, President Dwight D. So I've got sans photo fact, so that'll definitely help. But bad thing with sans photo fact, it's the best manual you can get, but it's not going to show you detailed as far as wiring. I almost need a reference point for this, because this doesn't make any sense. What the heck is that even hanging off of there? Which comes off of the fuse, which tells me it's the hot side. Then you got this other red wire coming out of here, which it looks like it is feeding the transformer, which it should be. And you got this other wire that's bolted to the chassis, so I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to get in here. I'm just gonna pull this power supply completely out. We're gonna have to do a full rebuild on it anyway. I can already tell that. I'm not gonna trust it. There's no way. I'll get it pulled out, wire this transformer up the way it should be, and see if I'm getting bridge rectifier and voltage regulator and regulates it down. Should be something like that. Should see some type of voltage like that, but I can check that stuff and see if this is even good. And this is junk here. I don't know if you want me to bring along on rebuilding it. I'm gonna go and get it pulled out, kind of show you what I got, and we'll go from there, guys. Well, we got the transformer all. Actually, I figured out the wiring somewhat. I'm not guaranteed that this is the exact way it was factory, but I did kind of decipher between the signs manual and just kind of looking at the logic of it, that the AC goes through the clock and then the clock turns the power on and off. So it kind of makes sense that the AC starts there. I don't know why they had the AC grounded to the chassis and the other part of the AC going to this. The transformer should only go to this. This AC shouldn't even be on this, so God knows. I hope it didn't blow up the rest of the radio. I hope they didn't get 120 volts into there. Hopefully it blew the fuse before it got that far. But anyway, let's go ahead and check the transformer. I have 15, 16 volts somewhere in that AC. If the transformer's still good, so we'll just put a little hook on the output of the transformer. Come on, drum roll. Yes. Yes, in fact, we've got about exactly what you should have, about 19 volts. I said 24, 20, anyway, somewhere in that range right there. Yeah, about 19, yeah, about 20 volts. So that'll get regulated down to 12 volts or 13 volts DC. So good news is we got a good transformer here. I was worried about it being bad with all the honking doring that's went in there. Well, the next thing's going to be completely rework this. Kind of give you a good look at what I opened and saw. Why they had the AC grounded, and they had the AC hooked up to this. This should only have the low voltage AC in it. It should not have 120 volts in it. And they had 120 volts soldered right there. I don't know. I commend anybody trying to learn and fix stuff, but not this. I mean, even starting out, I wouldn't have done that kind of mess. I mean, at least cut your leads off and put your parts back in right and rewire it the way it came out. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to criticize anybody. I've always respected anybody trying to learn something, but take a little more time. Take some pictures and at least put it back together the way it came apart. But I don't want to get into a speech on that, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to order some parts, I'm sure. I'm probably just going to completely rebuild this. I don't know that I can trust any of it now, especially since I had 120 volts fed into it. So we'll do a rebuild on that. I'll order some parts. It'll probably be, this video is probably going to take a little while to come back. The magic of a camera, you'll be right back with all the parts and probably have it rebuilt for you. But in reality, it's going to have to go and find out, go Mauser, DigiKey, I'm not sure what. Okay, guys, here you go. We got her all pulled apart, tested all the components. Actually, one of the transistors tests good, the other one's kind of suspect. The diodes were all roached. But anyway, so I need 2 transistors and 4 diodes. So we're going to go ahead and get some parts and start putting her back together. Might go ahead and order a new cap for it too while I'm at it, since I have to see what the ESR is on it, but looks like it's probably okay, but I might go ahead and put a new cap in it since I'm rebuilding the whole power supply anyway. Anyway, just thought I'd give you that day. Okay, guys, and just like magic from Hollywood, got me some transistors in. These are what are these? These are TP41Cs, which cross-reference to I mean, basically they're just actually I did some cross-referencing, and they're an NPN transistor. They're actually a 6 amp, and the factory ones are 3 amp. But I'll just put a little harder transistor in it. A little less heat, can do a little bit of current draw. Might as well upgrade it a little bit since I'm in there. But I just thought you might want to know. But anyway, you got 2 transistors, 2 voltage regulators, which are TP41Cs that I'm going to solder in here. And then as far as the bridge rectifier, they're just 1 amp, standard 1N 4007 rectifier diodes. They're the 1 amp 1000 volters. Basically that's it. Of course I put new caps in. They're going to be smaller, but the caps, the cap I pulled out, it was a 2200 puff, 25 volt. I'm going to put 35 volt in there. You can, as long as you keep the capacitance the same, you can always go up on voltage. This gives you a little bit more headroom. And same with this is a 220 16 volt. I think I put a 25 volt in there. So anyway, we're just gonna, as you can see, typically this is how I do my jobs like this. If I'm rebuilding a board, I went ahead and set all my components in, and I just bend the wires over and get her set in there. And I'm gonna run through here and solder it on up. And we're real close to getting this power supply rebuilt. Let's go ahead and do some soldering here. On transistors, I kind of let it cool a little bit before. I don't want to just factor it down and overheat the transistor in the soldering phase. I kind of let it cool for a minute. Looks like we're good. I can't put the one other voltage regulator on because it actually goes on this heat sink, and I'll have to mount the board back in because I don't know exactly the lengths I need to bend the legs over. But we'll go ahead and get that one last one when we get it set back in there. But I should pretty much have her soldered back in there now. Let me go ahead and clean up my long wires, and then I'll inspect my solder joints, make sure they look good. You do a lot of circuit board work, you really want to get you some of these pliers like this. Does a real nice job of cutting it off close to the circuit board. They're actually designed to do exactly that. Sure don't want any nubs sticking out like I saw when I opened this. Clean off my flux a little bit just to make sure everything looks good. I just use a hard bristle fiber brush. I don't like using a metal one. Just kind of get her. There you go. And then we'll do the flip side here. As you can see, got my 2 new caps in. Got my new bridge rectifier diodes put in. My other cap in, voltage regulator, and the other regulator will go in here once I mount the board. But there you go. There's one rebuilt board. Let me go ahead and get this baby installed, and we'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do once I install the board and wire it. I won't wire it to the radio. I'll actually check the voltage pre-wire back into the radio to make sure everything looks good. But anyway, I'll be back. Not sure if you can see this or not, but there is a, you need to make sure and use the Mylar separator here so that the transistor doesn't short out. Clean it off here. I don't know why people are so insistent on using so much heatsink material. If I had them, I need to order some. If I had some of the, I like the silica ones better than these Mylar ones, but I'll use the factory one on this one. As far as adding a heatsink compound, a little goes a long ways. So, just gonna take a little bitty dab out of here. I'm talking dab. There. Stuff will get all over you too. Now I'm just gonna lay my spacer down in here. Hopefully you're getting this. I'm trying to line the hole up there. So new transistor, put a little bit on the back side of her. Again, doesn't take a lot. Like that. Transistor. This is the tricky part. And then you just get your screw here. Get it started and then I'll screw it in there. I don't know if you're getting a good view on that or not. Like so. Start. There we go. There we go. As you can see there, and I'll just make sure that my transistor is centered and my Mylar is where I want it. Kind of OCD, so I like everything nice and centered. Actually, I don't think I'll tighten that screw completely down now. Just remind me I gotta go back tighten it. So I can go ahead and lay her on her back here. And lay over the tabs. Yes. You can see this. So see, now I know my distances. Let's take the flat right here. She looks like she's just a little bit on the long side, so trim her now. ahead and lay that first one in. Solder here. Lay our first one in. Got a nice good joint there. And there we go. Voila. And these two right here obviously are the two that connect to the board. I gotta hook these two connections back up and flip it back over, get those two connected, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna test our voltage. We'll plug it in and make sure we got 12 to 13 volts, somewhere in that, I imagine. As long as that's all good, I'll go ahead and hook that back up, and then we'll do the big exposure to see whether the craziness that was done in this power supply did not move over to the main board. I don't think it did. Typically, if 120 volts made it into here, I would have a burnt trace. I'd have some stuff blown up. So I think we're going to be good. But anyway, let me finish this up, and I got two solder joints done here. That's one rebuilt power board. Now we gotta just plug it in and keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't go. We're good though. Now let me clean up my area here a little bit. We'll come back and we'll check power and see how we're doing. Okay guys, all soldered up, cleaned up. New caps, new diodes, new voltage regulators. Let's plug her in and hope she don't blow up. No sparks. That's a good sign. Okay, let's see what we got here. Like I said, we should have around 13 volts, I would assume. There's where that goes, and that's where that goes. And 12.93 volts. DC, nice and stable. Hey, I think we've got us a winner here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. Done with the rebuild of the voltage regulator power supply, DC power supply for the Washington. Should say. Rebuilt power supply for the president. Okay. Everything else looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and connect these two. Unplug this. And we just got 2 wires left to connect up here. Since they're already tinned, I probably shouldn't have to do anything but just lay them in there and solder them on. Yeah, we might tin that up a little bit just to make it stick a little easier. Nice and pretty, like that. Just like that. Okay. Now then, the big question is the radio gonna work? We're gonna assume it is. Still got a little bit more wiring I need to clean up here. Where's my, there it is. Actually, let me come back. I need to get this aisle cleaned up a little bit before we do the grands. Okay, guys. Well, kind of got the bench cleaned up a little bit. Still got some more bench cleaning to do, but anyway, at least I got it to where I could lay it out here. Here's all the parts I put in there, if you're curious. 2 voltage relators, 4 diodes, 2 capacitors, and then a bunch of other crud that y'all saw was nutty wiring that I had to pull out of it. Got her nice and clean. Have a look there. Heat shrinked everything, got everything wired right. I'll put a few zip ties on here, pretty this up a little bit more, but let's hope for the big one now. Was all that effort of rebuilding the power supply worth it? Let's take it, plug it in, and drum roll. Da 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 da. 3, 2, 1. Ha ha. Skip is a rolling. Man, these old Dwight D's are receivers. Meter's working too. Lights could use some work.
Just slow key on a Wisconsin mud 45. Watch yourself, triple 2, goddamn.
Wisconsin right there. Now does it transmit? It seems to be working. Appears to transmit. Meter's working. Dead key in 2.5 watts. Swinging about 4. About 2.5 swinging 4, 5. About what you expect. Just like I thought. Just like I thought. This radio has not been tweaked or turned. At least if it was, it wasn't done right. We can, unless it was running an amp, then maybe that's what he wants. Could definitely use a little more swing. Fun stuff comes now, guys. Now I can fix my lights. I was thinking about maybe doing some blue background lights here, or maybe some red ones with the red. I don't know. We'll play with it. Decide, or we'll just go back with white. Clock's not working. Pretty typical with these. I've had pretty good luck with fixing these. I'll get in there and see what I can do about fixing that old clock. I bet you I can get it going. And la. I mean, yeah, this was a bargain, sort of. I definitely got some labor in it now, but she's such a clean radio. I'll show you the outside case is clean. This is a clean radio. Anyway, guys, I think this is going to finish up. This is the repair part. The fun stuff comes now. I'll do the lights and do a full alignment on it. Finish up cleaning it up, but this is the main thing. It's worth going forward now. All the LEDs are lighting too, which is awesome. New York City.
You back in San, or you just got back in there? 8 pounds.
Yeah, every single digit's working. Sideband.
Here's your turn, 637, 357, Vancouver.
357. Yeah, every single LED lights. This is going to be awesome radio, guys. Anyway, guys, I think this will... Wow, let me turn it. 427 Texas. Crazy, man. I like this radio. They got good ears on them. Oh, man, it sounds like it's pretty well aligned, too. That's a good sign. Probably just a little bit of alignment, and we'll be 100%. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off as part 1, the repair. And then we'll go into part 2, which will be the beautifying of it, I guess we'll call it, or I guess we'll call it the beautifying. I was trying to think of another word. I can't think of one now. But anyway, guys, as always, if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. It's free. Give me a thumbs up. Love to hear the comments. And as always, have a great day. This is Electron Man. A happy one.